Now, in the supreme wisdom lessons in the original rules of instruction to the laborers given by Master Fard Muhammad, it states, each student must qualify his or herself for positions awaiting them. Assignment of office will be made immediately after examination and on completion of his or her labor course. Consideration for the laborers of Islam will be taken and analysis in the near future by Allah. Well, this word each as in each student, among other meanings, indicates that each of us must be concerned about how this reality applies to us. Well, what positions are awaiting these students since they're already laborers? It can't be those positions because you're already in them if he's talking about that. You could make a case that maybe your position would be solidified at certain points, but he said positions awaiting. Well, only Allah has full knowledge of what positions are waiting because it is his plan. But what is involved in the process of qualifying for these positions awaiting these people or persons? Well, generally, Allah tells us in the Holy Quran that we have to strive a hard striving to attain to him. Certainly not a cakewalk. He makes that clear. So the Supreme Being assigns to each of us a course or journey of labor paved with numerous trials designed to push us along the journey. That's what a trial does. Can you imagine having to walk through a path that you know you got to get through, but you kind of not getting there with the mindset that you should get there with? Somebody's behind you just pushing you along into some heavy terrain. That's what trials do. You complete one, you go that much further. You fail, you stand still, or if you completely fail and lose faith, then you're just done. You're just done. But meanwhile, on this trail, Allah analyzes each of us along our specific journeys. Of course, some people abort the journey, and they are like the seeds in the parable of Jesus that never took root, according to the Gospels. They fall on shallow soil, some fall on rocks, and some get eaten up by birds and whatnot. They never take root. So here I want to present myself as an example. Now, I declared 7 years ago that I was missioned directly by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, I do not doubt that I was mocked, but who was mocking me? Who was mocking me? That's a question for any of you who are being mocked for something that you're doing. Who's mocking you? Well, it wasn't Master Fard Muhammad. He wasn't mocking me. It wasn't the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He was not mocking me. And it wasn't the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. He wasn't mocking me. Let's go a little further. It wasn't my mother. It wasn't my wife or my children. They didn't mock me. Nor was it my twin brother. He didn't mock me. Those mocking me were those who knew very little or nothing about me as it related to my integrity. Nothing about me. Well, yet at that time, my acceptance by others was irrelevant to Allah. I learned that. Why? Since my assignment from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad directly concerns the domestic life and the imminent function of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, I cannot effectively serve that mission unless my knowledge, perception, and feelings, yes, even feelings, about the Honorable Louis Farrakhan approaches that of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's. Just think on what I just said. So that was the most relevant objective, not whether anyone believed me or didn't believe me or didn't believe in me. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has brought me into and continues to bring me into his own thinking about this reality. And my work shows that he is advancing me according to his plan. So in this regard, the identity and reality of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan directly affects my whole being, my purpose in life, therefore my purpose for living. That's me, Karriem Allah. It may not be you. And if it's not you, well, that's okay. You are not me, and you haven't been me. But there's yet more that must be considered as it relates to my journey. Again, I'm an example, so yours too, whatever that journey is. Well, as it related to my journey to that point in 2015, that monumental meeting. Well, I had that meeting in 2014. But my actual mission began 2015 after a brief course of study. Nevertheless, at that point in 2014 or 2015, or to any specific point along my journey, I had to be tolerable to those assigned to teach me the knowledge and truths essential for my preparation and the eventual execution of my responsibilities. Again, this is the reality of each of us, not just me. If you are on a journey from Allah, you're going to run into, or He will guide you into, those who are assigned to assist you, to teach you, even if you don't know at that time where your destination is. But you have to be tolerable, or they have to be able to tolerate you. Because you're not going to be taught by dummies. So the foremost, of the attributes that any student must have is humility. That's the foremost. And that's the least in this world. Not only is truth cast to the side, but so is humility. We'll come back to that point. But there are three reasons why humility, as I see it, is an absolute requirement. First, humility allows us to endure the pain associated with the journey. Second, humility helps us gain patience. Third, we cannot find ourselves being contentious with those assigned to advance us as our teachers. So humility makes us tolerable, but most important, humility makes us teachable.